Hello friends, so this is a very quick one from me just to update you on where I'm currently at in terms of my own personal vocal journey. This is a very different one to the other videos that you've seen on my YouTube, but I'm currently in a show, A Mirrored Monet, at the Charing Cross Theatre, and we are doing a 9-week run. We've got about 3 weeks left. The week before, something happened that has never happened to me before in my 18 years of experience in and around the West End as a performer. I completely lost my voice, completely. Now, this was through no fault of my own, and I'm always the first to take full responsibility of what is going on with this. It is a massive sing. The show is a huge sing. It's a huge role, front and centre for the majority of the show. There's been quite a few people ill on the show, and there's something been going around for, the last couple of months. I tried my best. I kept on top of all of my vocal health, elixirs, steaming, hydration, sleep, or try my best to sleep with a little one. Those of you who are parents or new parents will understand what that looks like. It took me out. It completely wiped me out for 5 shows. I did the Tuesday evening, and then I did Wednesday matinee and Wednesday evening. Vocally fine. Got home on the Wednesday evening, and this just went completely. I had an itchy throat, really congested, super lethargic, and I was... it shot my mental health like for 6. It really did. It ended up being, just more of a mental battle than anything else. Questions like, will this come back? This is the money maker. This is something that coaching had to completely stop. My show had to completely stop. And I just didn't know when it was going to come back. And it was stressful, to say the least. And I wanted to jump in for anybody who is struggling with illness, sickness. Look, here's the thing. We're all human. We get sick. We get ill. Yeah. And no matter the amount of vocal technique I tried to put on this and make it work, especially for performers who are in shows, there is this assumption and there's this kind of almost unwritten rule that has been floating around for a long time, that we are soldiers. We have to do every single show as the principal, or in any show, whatever position you are in the show. And the long and short of it is, you have to make time for yourself. You have to rest. You're not going out there being a hero, pushing through an illness and a sickness. Because my thoughts are simple. Who am I to bring something into the show, a bug, sickness, sing through the show, but actually infect the rest of the company and, throw them under the bus? So I had to make a very smart, professional decision that I should take time off, because I don't want to infect the rest of the show and infect the rest of the company and take other people down, because that's a little bit selfish on my part. So I took the time out to rest, recover, and come back fighting fit. Now, in that time, in those 5 days off, I was on complete, utter vocal rest, which was difficult because I have a 1-year-old at home who wants to play. Daddy, daddy, daddy. I had no closure on my cords. They were incredibly inflamed. I had viral laryngitis and incredibly inflamed. My voice was breaking. I couldn't even hold conversation. It was so super stressful. So what I did, which I do anyways, and I just want to walk you through exactly what I did to get myself fighting fit. Obviously taking the medication prescribed by medical officials, but alongside that, this was my morning elixir. My morning elixir was, first thing, when I opened my eyes, obviously bathroom. Then it was 500 mils of water, warm water, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, half a lemon, pinch of Celtic sea salt for hydration, if you know, you know. Cayenne pepper, if you know, you know, really helps activate that inflammation and sends fresh blood to the cords to reduce that inflammation. My water intake went from typically 2.5 litres a day, 5 litres, 4 to 5 liters. I mean, I was going to the bathroom all the time, and I had fever. I was sweating a lot of that out, and I was steaming with a Dr. Nelson 5 to 6 times a day, which means 5 half-an-hour breaks of complete vocal rest. I mean, I was pretty much vocally rested anyways. I didn't do anything. Bone broths, lots of it. Soups, lots of it. Warm drinks, lots of it. Manuka honey. I did try and vocalize with some SOVT, so semi-occluded vocal tract work through bubbling, straw work. This is not a ad, but I'm currently using a device, a tool from Better Voice, the vocal trainer, which is essential. Well, it is SOVT, semi-occluded vocal tract, vocal training. And I'm using the vocal trainer there, which I shouldn't have done vocalization as early as I did, but I did do that just to check, see if I had any closure. But it was a virus. It needed to run its course. It needed antibiotics. It needed fixing, and it needed squashing. So it was stressful, to say the least. And my sleep, I was sleeping 3-4 hours a day. And then on the evening, I was doing 9-10 hours plus. I had to, because I wanted to get myself reset and recharged for going back into the show. Turmeric, another amazing anti-inflammatory, natural, so you can't really overdose on it. And I was also drinking ginger, lemon, and turmeric root tea as well, fresh. So I was grating it into my tea. Doesn't taste that great, but I feel like putting all these elixirs and all these bone broths and putting solid nutrition into my diet, getting the sleep and rest, I managed to fight off the thing and get my voice back in just a few short days. If I'd have sang through the show, well, I couldn't have sang through the show. It's top Bs everywhere, and front and center, and it's very exposing. If I sang through the show, I know that this show finishes on the 9th of May. I'd have done more damage here. And I'm interested in this for you, to have a long, fruitful career in musical theatre. And we only get one of these, and it's very delicate and very gentle. So I made a conscious decision and an executive decision to make sure that I look after me and look after this, because ideally I want to work on many more shows. But it's just a little bit of food for thought for those performers out there. Don't feel like you have to be a hero and go out there and perform every night, because in actual fact, when you signed up to the contract, you signed up to the contract to put forward your best work and sell that show in the best possible light to the best of your ability. If you're ill and you're sick, be it your energy levels, be it this, your mental clarity on stage with other performers, it's subpar. And that's normal and natural because you're ill. So you signed up to sell that show to the best of your ability. You aren't able to do that when you're ill and sick. So in actual fact, you're doing the job and the show a great service by just taking the time for yourself and for this, and allowing opportunity for other performers who may be off stage to get on, bring people in. Yeah, so you're helping the company, and you're making sure that the standard of the company remains at the highest level possible. So if you are a performer and you're doing shows, don't feel like you have to do every single show. You have to look after you. Yeah, you're not being a hero by just doing it, because if you're infected and you're ill, you pass that on to other people in the cast and other people in the company, which then in turn, in the long term, brings the show down. And again, that's not what we signed up for when we signed the contract. We want to sell the show at its highest possible level. So that's just a quick one from me. Hope all of that makes sense, and I hope you got a bunch of value from that. Just a quick one for my vocal journey and kind of me going through, being put through the ringer. But I'm back now, fighting fit, but I wouldn't be back if I didn't take that time for me. Anyways, I'm Dean John Wilson, head mentor of the VCA. I look forward to hopefully catching up with you very, very soon. Bye for now.